You'd appreciate that. Um, yeah, I haven't had a dishwasher for years. Of course, I'm just one person. I have two plates, two bowls, two glasses. If I make all my dishes dirty, it's no big deal. All right. So here we are live. I'm live on the air. I've got a '08 Gibson SG that a good longtime client of mine who happens to own my old Mesa Boogie dual rectifier amp brought in his Gibson SG. Here it is. I'll give you a good look at it. And we're gonna do a bunch of work on this thing. It needs quite a bit of setup work and needs some work on the electrical cavity because he's put EMG pickups in it, and the battery does not fit in the pickup or in the control cavity. Hello, Rody or Jack, welcome. You guys have very similar what do they call them, avatars. So gonna get started on this one. No, it's not a broken headstock, surprisingly. But again, thank you, Gibson, for keeping your guitar construction the same as it's been for years. You keep me very busy with that. So let's take a look at this thing real quick. We're gonna give a bit of an overview on the top of this guitar. Again, it's got EMG 8185 pickups in it. And the owner told me that he had to cut one of the wires. Don't ask me why. Probably to hook it up to the volume controls here. So we'll take a look at that and make sure that repair was all done right. I have yet to plug this thing in, so let's plug this guitar in. But while I'm down here, I'm looking for a tool real quick. There she is. I think this is the right truss rod wrench. Oh yeah. Let's see how this truss rod works. Very well. So we'll be able to turn the truss rod and get that adjusted right. Fingerboard's kind of in a mess, so we're going to clean that up. We'll polish up the frets. It's got really tall frets on it, and I spoke with him. He didn't really like the height of the frets on this one. They're pretty tall. But we're gonna have to do a new nut. The string action is so low here at the first fret that it's buzzing against these frets. But before we do that, we're gonna check the neck relief. Let's do that real quick. We'll see. And he plays primarily in drop D tuning, so that could have an effect on that first fret action, but we'll see what our neck relief is on this one. And I may have turned that the other day when he brought it in. It looks really good, so the neck relief is proper with a set of 9-gauge strings on it. We are going to change those to 10-gauge Ernie Ball, just normal slinkies. Very popular string on Gibson guitars. They seem to hold tune a bit better, especially for low tuning. So we're going to do that. Then we'll have to re-intonate it, do the neck relief, and do the full setup. But first, what I'm going to do, and again, the headstock has never been broken on this guitar, which is pretty much a miracle on Gibson guitars. Jack, I hope you're doing well today. Happy New Year. And I'm really running a test to see a lot today about how my stream goes, because I've had some trouble with the Wi-Fi network here at the shop, and I have run a Cat 5 cable to my computer, so I'm actually plugged in, hardwired to the interweb now, and I should have eliminated that problem, I'm hoping. So let's take a look, see what the doctor ordered. Holy smokes. Alright, so this is why the controls or the control cavity cover does not fit. Battery just barely fits in here. We're gonna have to get creative on this. All right. So I don't see any cut wires, although I do see the ground wire not grounded. I'm hoping that's connected to the strings. Which could be connected to one of these ground terminals here on the controls. So he did a really good job, it looks like, wiring this up. There's a ground right here. So what I intend to do here, I will solder this ground to this ground. And let's see what we got going here. So this is our main terminal from the volume controls on this EMG 8185 set. So we'll do our best to clean up inside here a little bit. And we're gonna have to get creative on getting this battery to fit inside this guitar. There is very, very little room to make this deeper. So actually, you know, I'm seeing over here these posts are actually sticking up above the control cavity cover where it mounts to the wood in here. So before I do, and this is sticking up above there, there's no shielding on the inside of that. So what we're going to do, see if we can eliminate this problem with the pickup cover or the control cavity cover not fitting. Alright. And this does have a little bit of Velcro, so see if I can find some Velcro for this. I know I have some. Hey. Hi Dave. Hello Hugh. Alright, Tremor Bear, Happy New Year everybody. It's great to see y'all. HNY as it were. Yeah, and something else that's kind of strange that happened on this live stream. For some reason YouTube won't let me monetize my videos anymore, which was just kind of a cool thing, having done all the work and 10 years of work to get the subs that I got, and now they won't let me use my monetization thing, which I don't care so much about that. So down in the description, if you feel like it's worthy of a donation, I've got a GoFundMe link in there. And if you have donated to that, I am really truly grateful after what I went through right before the Christmas season, or during the Christmas season. I'm doing great. I got my place. The donations that I've received have helped me get my place looking like my place again. So thank you all for your help. I am truly grateful to your generosity. Yeah. Hugh, man, it's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. And Dave, everybody. So, let me take a look down here. In fact, what I need to do, I'm going to cheat a little bit on this one. Give me a moment. I got to go grab a piece of felt that I'm going to use to get this controls to stay put. Hang on just a moment. I'll be right back. What's that? Okay. You ready? Okay. All right. get this thing going. Let's get that stuff just put it in front of the rest of that gear. And I'm getting my young man he's helping me today with a guitar that I was given several years ago. It's one that a few of you have seen it. Guitar Shocker, welcome. Thanks you all for being here. So I'm gonna get him outlined on what we need done on this guitar. I'll show you which guitar he's gonna be working on. This was a gift by the other half of MT Squared. Mr. Mark Tanner gave me this guitar. It was hanging on my wall at home for about the last 2 years, drying out. These artist guitars were built with very wet wood, and you know, you can't have that. And you might notice that the treble E string is caught up on the frets because the frets are now sticking out over the edge of the fingerboard. So you know what that means. We've got to run that fret file down this thing. And needs a few other little bells and whistles done, but the young man that's here to help today, keeping the store open, Mr. Joey's going to do some fret filing on this thing, sanding, if you will. Where are you? There you are. All right, so we got to do the whole fret block thing. Just pull the strings off of it. Okay. We're going to put a new set on. These have been on there for years. So. Cheese graters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a really cool gift that Mark hooked me up with. But it's got some stiff competition with all the other guitars that I have. So if I feel stuff like that, I need to deal with it almost immediately. Oh, darn it, that's not going to work. Let's see here. That's the battery. That's not going to work. Let me see. I'm seeing if I can. Boy, I'd feel better. If I could get this to stay stuck to this bottom of this guitar. And it's got the good stuff on it. Hey Zach, welcome. Rhodey, you don't need to delete your messages. Okay, so I'm really wondering how I should go about doing this. Look. Yeah, there's backwards Velcro. Backwards Velcro. What I was going to do is cut a little piece off of this piece, but I want that piece on here. So I'm not going to be able to do that today. So I have some, well, doggone it, I had some sticky Velcro that I could put on here. This part's loose and we don't want that bouncing around too much in there. There's no need for that. However, what I am going to do is bring this ground over. I'm going to plug it in and just make sure that grounding this out. The bridge should be grounded regardless. Let's plug this thing in and see what she sounds like. We'll do a little test of the output on this thing, see if we got. Yeah, we got some hum there. And this volume. So we got some issues with the pickups in this thing.
Oh, it has.
Let's see what's going on with that. Okay, so switch is loose.
Yeah, you could plug that. I'm saying you can get a cable that has that end on one end and the guitar cable on the other. This one? Did you want one of those cables as well? All right.
The ground's hooked up correctly. It's teeny little ground connections. Alright, so let's tighten this down first. This little tool right here is real handy for tightening down knobs like this. Okay. So now in the rhythm pickup position.
Do you know how much that is?
I'm sorry? 50.
Okay. Can't read it. How's it going?
David, hello!
Hi.
So it looks like the switch is working properly. Let's check this again.
Push pull.
Fixin'. Broken Gibsons. You love it. Oh boy. So this switch is locked. Boy, it doesn't turn. Alright. So okay, so that is one thing that he shared with me that happened when he was installing it, was that he was pushing down on the volume control. And Alan, hello brother. And it appears that boy, listen to all that noise. So something's happened here with the volume control on that one pickup. So let's go ahead and dive into that right now before we take everything apart. Try and pull this knob off of here. We use our good old-fashioned knob puller. These things are awesome. Do a great job. Did he glue this on here? Tell me you didn't glue this on, Jayden. Okay, so it is a push-pull pot, which likely means let's take a look at what happened in here. Hopefully y'all can see. I'm going to get you a little bit closer to the business here. Hopefully you guys are seeing okay. I'm going to turn this noisy amp off. Alan, welcome, brother. Y'all have caught wind of what Wondershare did to all of their people who bought lifetime licenses for their software. This has been a big talk on the good old interwebs. I was a victim of that, but I spoke out about it and contacted them, and it's amazing how quickly they've lied, then lied again, and then made it right. Any lawyers in the room realize how I don't know, how businesses use words like updates and upgrades, and then they change the definition of those words, right? and how messed up our legal system is. Yeah. Wondershare kind of came to their senses, although if you bought a version of it after version 9, you didn't buy a lifetime subscription to the software. So unfortunately, you know, for you, not going to be able to get that lifetime subscription. However, mine was a lifetime subscription, or not subscription, lifetime use of the software, which was real interesting. Their timing was impeccable. Happened right when I was going through editing some videos, and I got the notification that my lifetime supply wasn't, or lifetime use of the software that I paid for wasn't actually a lifetime supply or version of it. And I was like, but I'm still alive. Oh boy. So, oh boy. All right. I'm gonna see if we can. At this point, I'm not too worried about messing up this pot because it's already been messed up. Hey Joey.
Yeah.
Those are yours, I think.
Yeah.
They're nice clippers, but thank you.
One of them.
Oh yeah. So unfortunately, this pot has been destroyed, and of course it's the pot that has leads from the rhythm pickup. Oh boy. Oh, doggone it. Yeah, unfortunately this thing has absolutely been busted. Bummer. I can feel the stop in it, but it's not stopping the control. So what I'm gonna do, again, I gotta bend this back circuit board off of the back of this pot. I'm gonna see if I can't fix this thing before I end up having to replace it. Okay. Let's take a look in here. I need to find their stopping mechanism. So it does stop. Oh. Interesting the way this is designed. Well, we're gonna have to order a new part for this. This thing has been broken beyond repair. He said that when he was pushing the knob controller on here, it pushed the stem all the way down. Oops, sorry. You're looking at my face. when he was pushing the volume knob on here, the control, he pushed down on it and it pushed all the way down through here and pushed this end into the volume pot. Boy, that is a real bummer. So what I'm gonna do, I think on this, with regard to what's broken on this, I'm gonna go ahead and order a new wiring harness for this. It'll likely have to all be replaced because of EMG 8185 active pickups. It's a bummer. The young man who owns this guitar is a mechanic, and we're gonna do some work on my car to get it updated. Oop. You gotta do something once, why not do it twice to do it right? And my cameraman is doing his job. Those getting better, Joey?
You're better than before. I'm running to take the file to it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll have to round out all those ends. Which, that's pretty normal. All right, we're getting there. It'd be nice to just make this work if I can get the volume to just work. But you can see how complex the wiring is on this one volume control. This is the volume control for the neck pickup. This is the volume control for the bridge pickup. And it's got these pre-wired harnesses on here that just plug and play, and this also plugs in right here, so should be able to order a new version of this and just rewire it. So we will order a new one from EMG. Hopefully we can get that from EMG. It seems like the whole world is shut down right now due to holidays. I'm ordering a new Callahan bridge for a Stratocaster that came in tons of pieces and missing parts and pieces, and that I can't order it right now because they are closed until the 2nd of January, which means, or the 3rd of January, which is cool. That company allows their employees to have a few days off to enjoy the holidays with their families and stuff, so that's great. All right, how are we doing?
I need that file.
Oh, all right. Right here.
Thank you. Yeah, they're not doing that.
They're probably pretty sharp now, huh?
Yeah.
Don't worry about doing any, if you scrape the binding on that, that's all right. That's what happens when companies build guitars a little bit unsatisfactory, if you will.
Satisfactory.
Alright, so let's take a look, see if we got... Okay, so the volume pot, I can feel the stop in it, but we'll just see if it works. Let's plug her back in. Nope. So, not only that, but I think we have a ground issue. I'm gonna do a poor man's ground on this one. Don't do this on your own guitar. You notice I just wound that all up. I'm just checking to see if that made any difference. So the strings are not grounded. So we're gonna have to figure out a way to ground those. Probably gonna end up soldering this to the back of one of these pots. And it's probably due to that volume pot being, given the fact that it was damaged when it got here, I have to assume that that probably is part of the issue. So let's turn this off so we don't have to listen to it. Hey Dana, what's happening? Anybody have any questions at this point? So what I'm doing here is I'm bending these jacks over to get them out of the way of the cavity cover covering the cavity. And let's see if I can get this battery to go back in here. And let's bring this. Boy, what a mess. Not a whole lot of room in a Gibson SG for EMG 8185 pickups. Good grief. And here's the ground that I assume is going to the bridge on this guitar. So I don't have a phone here. Ooh. Okay.
The grand stereo music.
Okay. Well, let's see what we can find on the internet. We'll contact EMG and have them see if we can get the right volume control to replace the one that got broke. Unfortunately, it's not a solder type volume pot, and there's an integrated circuit here with plug-in adapters and all sorts of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, there ain't much room in an SG body. The body's very thin. Probably the worst guitar in the world to try and put 81, 85 pickups in. I understand the attraction of them, especially with young people.
Turntable coming.
Oh, she's going to bring it in?
I don't know if she's going to bring the turntable in.
Okay.
But she is on.
Okay, cool, good. but obviously this one's making a lot of noise, and not a big fan of the EMG pickups, to be honest. If you've got an amp with high gain, why do you need active pickups? That's a stupid question, but legit, I believe. Yeah. Sustain on a gem. That's a great question. I on my Strat and I have an RG570, which has virtually the identical Floyd Rose system on it. I did exactly what you're talking about and did the biggest, heaviest metal blocks on them that I could. I got to be honest, I didn't notice like a huge, massive change in sustain. Typically, if you don't get a lot of sustain out of an electric guitar, a good way to go about solving that is to get yourself a good compression pedal or a sustainer. Yeah. Put a 37. I'm not familiar what a 37 is. Curious what a 37 is. Seems like this wired internet has solved the dropout issues I was having, so that's a good, we discovered something today. I discovered something today. I'm going to keep my eye on the chat. Let me see, but I am going to look for EMG replacement parts. See what the old Google tells me. Look at that, 25K solderless volume pot. Oh, I don't know if this is a 25K. I didn't even look. What a goofball. Let's pull this back off here. Again, you know, if you're going to do something, you got to do it twice to do it right, all right? It is Monday after the holiday weekend, so you know, my brain is a little frazzled. It's legit. Is this a 25K? It probably doesn't even have it written on here. Let us see. What are you? Oh, look at that. There's writing 25K. Well, EMG. They're available all over eBay for 18 bucks, 50 bucks. Oh no, that's a whole wiring kit. I'm not going to order it from eBay. It's too much of a liability. Evil Bay. EMG parts. Come on, pop-ups. I love pop-ups. So I can order one. 250K. 25K volume pot. 18 bucks. I'm going to order it directly from EMG. That way I know I've got the right part. Shaft style. Split shaft. Shaft length. Let's go with the long guys. We're going to do that. And I'm going to order this right now. Look at that. EMG. Right there. I don't have an account with them, but I'm buying the part for this young man right this minute. Continue to pay with a credit card. Yeah. Okay. Our summary. We'll see what they get me. We'll see what they get me on shipping. I could probably order one of these from Amazon. I might look into that also, but shipping methods. It's available for this order right now. Okay. And shipping methods. So they want $10.20 to ship it to me. So before I do that, let's see. Let me go to the old jungle site. And you know, I type in Amazon as a search in Google, and the first thing that pops up is HBO Max. Right? This is how stupid our country has become. Amazing. EMG 25K. Pre-wired volume tone pots. There it is. EMG 25K. Free delivery. 18 bucks. Solid short shaft. Passive tone control. Solid short shaft. I need a long shaft to match the other ones. I wonder if they'll let me. Of course, they're all going to be short shafts, so they have everything but what I need. I wonder if they'll let me make a choice. 25K replacement potentiometer short shaft. Passive tone. That's not what I clicked on. Passive tone. Solid short shaft. Well, looks like I might have to. It's a 10 mil. Let's see. 6 and socks. Yeah. So it cost me 18 bucks instead of $28 from free shipping. All right, we're going to do that. Unfortunately, the Jungle Store beat out a EMG, so I'm going to do that. A short shaft will work in this. It's an SG, and the top on this thing is about, oh gosh, 3 millimeters thick. So if you do own a Gibson SG, be very careful about your pots, because there ain't a whole lot of wood holding them in place, and it can get fragile. Ask me how I know. I'm just gonna reattach this old volume pot loosely so it's not flopping in the breeze, and so I can put the handle or the knob back on it. My camera guy, he's not doing very good. All right, so everything else on this guitar I can do while the electronic situation gets resolved. So we're gonna get a new pot for that and just plug it in and play. Should be cool. All right. Yeah, let's see.
Hello.
37 millimeter block. Okay.
For your
Pot, yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
The amp went bad in it, so it
Yeah, the
just
Sustainiac.
doesn't wanna. It does that.
It was actually going.
It does that too, but when you turn the volume all the way down, it then goes.
Okay, so
Yeah, you need a new
Something.
amplifier. The amplifier in that system, unfortunately, took its
Come on.
last breath.
before we talk that, my question then is, are the speakers okay? Can I use the same speakers?
I would have to plug it. I think so, but most of the new systems that we have are going to come with speakers
Okay.
already in them. It's
What
And they're not
about
gonna be able to use the
yeah,
hardwire.
right.
preamp?
So ultimately, you know, did you have that unit that we pulled
Yeah.
out for her?
What about the turntable, which is component I wanted.
Well, I was hoping that you would have brought it with you.
Well, it has. Where's my?
I
where's
can't.
my old stuff?
If you're going to take this home and hook your system up, I can't. I tested your record player right here at the shop, and it worked perfect.
It worked fine. It worked through the funky amplifier.
Yeah, I had to plug it into a different amp because I didn't have that amp to test it with. And had you brought that amp with you, which I realized was
amp?
What's that?
You mean the turntable?
Yeah.
The only other piece is the turntable.
Right. So I ultimately you brought half of your system in.
Isn't this the amp?
Yeah. And then you brought the other half of your system in, and I didn't have it all together all at once so that I could check it with my own ears to see if something was wrong with the record player or something was wrong with the amp in that.
The turntable worked. I put a record on it.
Yeah.
And I got it all hooked up, which it had not been plugged
But
in.
you're getting that hum, that noise.
As soon as I plugged this in, there it goes.
Yeah.
And it wasn't anything to do with use it in proximity of my DirecTV satellite receiver.
I can't answer that question. I'm not at your home, so
well, I mean, you'd be hearing the same thing here. I mean, if it was at home and it malfunctioned here. You know what I mean?
I'm not necessarily.
It didn't have anything to do with the proximity, because it did the same thing here as it was doing.
Yes, it's yeah.
So this piece doesn't work.
No.
Well.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what you said that made me
say.
This, this comes out of.
That was your record player preamp.
This was for the preamp, right? But right now, what comes out of the turntable is, it's built in one of these.
Yeah.
Will I be able to use this with a new?
You're gonna have to use a different type of cable, but it's virtually the exact same. I mean, it's the exact same cable, just a little different shape.
But this one is built in to the turntable.
Yep, and that will plug.
Plug in the preamp.
It will plug in here, so you're going from your record player in here out
into input.
Yes, it's got an input. You just be sure you got that. Yeah. And then we've got a because of the input. This was a little deck that we found for you that was small, has speakers, the whole 9 yards. And what you'll do is you'll come from the output into this new receiver and the auxiliary input on this. And let me build, yes, 3.5. So the so it's just going to be a different cable. It's
well, this goes from.
So this side.
I'm gonna let you help him.
Alright. So this side that you're seeing right there, that's gonna go into there, and on the other side of the cable, there's the RCA plugs that are gonna go into
I'm
your.
not seeing them. I see two that look just like this. You see it in there?
Yeah, in there. You see back there? Those are RCA plugs that'll plug into.
Okay, what is an RCA plug?
These.
Okay. But to me.
In fact, before you leave today, if we wanted to go through with this, we'll pull that out of there and we'll hook it up to this exactly the way it needs to go. That way you'll have zero confusion. You can't plug that into anything but the input on this. So we'll remove all of that. Any question you might have about hooking it up.
Okay. Are there, right now, my confusion is right here. Are there two jacks to go in here?
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, because I can't see them. Is that the problem?
Yeah, they're just tucked back there. You see?
Oh, I see two now.
Yeah.
They just look different than.
I'll show you.
Yeah.
They're just a different. They're just this part's different. It's the exact same. The metal parts are exactly the same.
Yep.
I'm easily confused.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that happened. I wonder if maybe something all happened at the same time at your place, but that thing definitely is no electrical issues or anything like that.
Maybe it was a little too warm in the cupboard.
Could be. Do you
warm,
use it?
Hot in the house.
Do you use?
It in years.
You hadn't.
So
That's
like we do,
likely. You probably got the record player out to listen to some Christmas records or something. I'm just
No,
no.
I knew it didn't work. It had been sitting there not working
Okay.
for years.
Okay.
Because I had other things I was doing. It's called full-time job,
Okay.
taking care of an elderly husband.
Understood.
Now I don't have. Now I'm focusing on making things work.
Yeah.
Making my life work.
Yeah, and I totally, it just, that thing's got, there's something wrong with the amplifier in that. And even when it's turned off, when I turned the power off to that, the speaker just sat there and hummed and made noise. So there's definitely either a power supply issue going on with that or a short in there. And
I think I'll take all this with me.
you certainly
Mainly
can.
because I think the speakers are probably fine.
Yeah, and you may, I don't know if they'll hook up to this or not.
they will not probably.
Okay.
Unless.
But they would hook up to something.
Yeah,
They're
you
speakers.
certainly could use
They
them.
got their little lines.
Yeah, just 2 wires, so.
Yeah, this doesn't do any. Of
I
the-
do need my preamp, right?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Show me this.
All right.
There you go.
It looks like it's pretty small.
It's
The
pretty-
speakers there?
Yep. The speakers are
Not
pretty
much
small.
to it at all.
But I know that, yeah, I'm pretty obsolete with my equipment and knowledge. I was a performing musician for many years, but
Yeah.
not for many years. So
I understand.
all my stuff's, but that's okay. You know what I mean, if it works.
Yeah.
However, ew.
So the aux input is
I was
on the
kind
back.
of like a speaker snob with my instruments and
And that
stuff.
has
but
speaker
now-
left and right with
Yeah.
But nowadays, I know you can get good things in small packages. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's
Better sound. I
you-
mean, good sound, but you don't have to have the bigger speakers. Am I right or
Yeah.
wrong?
You are
No,
very
you're
correct.
totally right.
Okay, because I'm talking,
The
20
technology has come so far with
years,
speakers
I'm stepping from 20
that.
years ago
Right.
to now.
Yeah.
And that's, yeah.
And that's what you're going to see
Oh,
in
that's
this.
little.
This
I
is
like-
going to give
kinda
you all
like
the
this.
sound that you had before with just a much smaller package.
Okay. very
And we
good.
wanted to keep it small just to keep the space, if you need something
I
bigger or
have
want
a
something bigger.
beautiful antique cupboard with some dry
That's
line
where
in the
that
bottom
stuff
where
goes.
you can run the wires out, and
Yeah.
it's beautiful. It's lovely, but this is even smaller.
Perfect. Well, this sounds like it's a perfect fit.
Well, how much is this?
99.
What do you have other options?
We do.
We do.
Are they more or less?
They would all be more.
And what do they look like? I'm a kind of a middle of the road girl usually.
Yeah.
I'm gonna set this here. I know we have to, and I'm gonna put this here.
Yeah, just keep it all in one. If we
Yeah,
can
we
keep
might.
it all together. There we go.
I didn't think you guys would be
All
open
right.
today. There's so many things closed.
Yeah. It's nice that they're giving their guys.
Yeah.
Well, it's a federal holiday.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna dive back into this SG here. I got Joey helping this young lady out. We're gonna go ahead and do the string change on this. I know that the electronic issue will be solved once I get that new part in. It'll take 2 or 3 days to get that. Somebody loves me.
No.
The grand stereo. This is Marshall. He's working on a vehicle right at the moment. Is there something I can help you with?
That because I can't see them. And they're also.
Yeah. No, he's here.
I'm guessing older.
Yeah. He'll be here. Okay.
Probably
Yeah, no
not
problem.
have
Thanks.
that
Bye.
auxiliary input. It might have
Okay.
the RCA,
Let's see.
which is the two, the white and red.
I appreciate that,
Might
Epiphonium.
have that, but I'm not
And Alan, thank you.
totally sure.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and get going. Today is going to be a very busy day. I appreciate you all hanging with me, and we'll pick this up tomorrow, probably with this guitar being completely done, except for the volume control. So, peace, y'all. Happy holidays, happy New Year, and we'll see you soon.